Hello cadets, how are you all? So we were doing multiplication of integers in our last tutorial of mathematics. We started with chapter on integers. We had an idea what are integers, and then we started with addition and subtraction of integers. After doing addition and subtraction of integers, we did some properties of addition and subtraction of integers. Then we moved on to multiplication of integers. Natural numbers, whole numbers, then comes integers. Integers we know. Then comes operations on integers. Addition and subtraction we have done, and properties of addition and subtraction also we have discussed. Then we moved on to multiplication. How to multiply two integers, that we did in our last tutorial. Now we will move on to properties of multiplication of integers. So today our topic is going to be the properties of multiplication of integers. The way we did properties of addition and subtraction of integers, similarly we will do properties of multiplication of integers. When we will move on to this topic, then you will be able to relate it to the properties of addition and subtraction as well. So first of all, integers understood, operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, done. Now focusing on multiplication. Okay, if we want to multiply two integers could be positive. Either we can do multiplication of two positive integers. If you are multiplying two positive integers, you know the result would be positive. If we are multiplying one positive and one negative integer, the result is going to be negative. This also we have learned. And if we multiply two negative integers, the result comes out to be positive. Two positive integers, result is positive. One positive integer, another negative, result is negative. One negative integer, another negative integer, the result is positive. Multiplication of integers we have done in detail in last tutorial. Now let us move on to its properties. Okay, first property obviously is closure property. This is one property that we have done for addition and subtraction. So what was the closure property? That if we are having a set of numbers, suppose this is the set of numbers we have. Here we are concerned with integers. Let us suppose this is a set of integers, and as you all know that integers are denoted by letter Z. To denote a set of integers, we use letter Z. So suppose this is a set of integers. Out of this set of integers, I am taking any two integers. Any two integers. Suppose I have taken one is 2 and one is negative 3. And then I try to multiply it. 2 into negative 3. The result comes out to be one integer is positive, one integer is negative. If you multiply a positive and a negative integer, just multiply the numbers and place a negative sign. This we have already discussed. 2 into negative 3. What does it mean? Suppose we want to do it on number line. 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6. 2 times negative 3. This is negative 3 once. This is twice. 2 times negative 3 means negative 6. This is something we have already discussed on number line. So 2 into negative 3 we got negative 6. And negative 6 also belongs to the set of integers. This sign is for belongs to. There are a number of symbols in mathematics that are used. So this you can learn or remember that this sign resembles belongs to. Minus 6 belongs to integer. So what did you observe? that if you take any two integers, out of this set of integers and you try to multiply it, the result is going to be the integer only. You can take another one more example also. Suppose you have -3 and -4, -3 and -4. So to multiply it, the result would be 3 into 4, 12, and sign would be positive. So this also belongs to an integer, set of integers. So therefore we can say that multiplication, let us write it over here, multiplication is closed for integers. This is the meaning of closure property. Addition, subtraction done, expanded to multiplication. Now let us do another property. Another property was commutativity. Commutativity. So what was there in commutativity? Let us take any two integers. Suppose I have 3 and -4 and try to multiply it. How we can multiply? Either we can do this multiplication, 3 into -4. The result is 3 into 4 and negative sign along. The answer is -12. Now multiply. Let us try to multiply in another order. So -4 into 3. Now I am multiplying -4 and 3. The result is again -4 into 3, 4 into 3, 12, and negative sign. So what do you observe? That you can multiply two integers in any order. We can change their position. We can switch their positions. So this property is called commutativity. So multiplication follows commutativity for integers. So how you can denote it? A into B is equals to B into A. This property can be used further. Okay. If you want to subtract, suppose 4 minus 3. Is it equal to 3 minus 4? No. But if you want to add 4 and 4 plus 3, or you do 3 plus 4, it doesn't matter. Similarly, now you know for multiplication of integers as well, that whether you multiply 3 and -4, 3 times -4 or -4 times 3, the result would be same. We can multiply in any order. So this property is called commutativity. Let us move on to next property. Obviously it is associativity. Associative property. So what is associative property? Suppose here we have a set of 3 integers and we want to multiply it. We are focusing on our multiplication operation. This we have already covered. So let us try to multiply it. How you can multiply? Either we can multiply it like this. I can associate these two together, or I can associate these two together. So let us check what the answer comes. 2 times 3 is 6 into -4. 6 into -4 is -24. Multiplication, I suppose that you all now understand. So 2 into 3 into -4, obviously -12. 2 into -12, here also answer comes to be -24. So what do you observe? That we can associate a set of integers in any way for multiplication. Whether you associate A and B, or you associate B and C, either way you can group, the result would remain same. So this property is known as associativity. Closure property, commutative property, and associative property. Okay, let us add one more property over here. Multiplicative identity. Closure property we have done, commutativity we have done, associativity or associative property we have done. Now let us add one more property, number 4, multiplicative identity. What was the identity element? In addition, 0 was the identity element. You have any number, suppose x is any number, and you add 0 to it, the result would remain same. What was the meaning of identity element? That you do addition operation to any number and that identity of that number would not change. Now what would be the multiplicative identity? Such a number that you multiply it with any number. Suppose the number is a variable, any number a, you multiply it with any number, the result should remain same. The number should not lose its identity. So obviously what would be the multiplicative identity? 1. Any number you take, you multiply it with 1, the result remain same. So 1 is called as multiplicative identity. And then multiplication by 0, obviously the result is any number you multiply by 0, the result comes out to be 0. So for multiplication of integers, these are the sum properties we have learned so far. These properties can be used in different questions. Okay, if there is multiply by 0 in any question, the answer would remain 0. If it is multiply by 1, the identity element, the answer would remain same. You have a set of integers, you can associate them in any order so that your multiplication becomes easy. You can multiply in any order for commutativity and closure property. After this, we have one more property that is called distributive property. Let us learn that too.